Welcome back to the Sick and Successful podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. As summer has progressed, I have melasma, which is essentially a darkening of the skin because of the sun. So if it looks like I have a mustache, it's because I have melasma. And if anyone who's listening on either platform knows any tips for melasma, one of our clients is actually a skincare clinic. And they have given me a lot of tips that the dermatologist actually talked to me about it, but it is a lot of work. So my main tip, if you need a tip, is put on sunscreen a lot. And if you're younger, put on sunscreen more, especially on your face. You do not want to age. But anyways, getting into this episode, I want to talk to you about how I started my business with $0 and made over 10K months in my first month. And you can do the same thing. We're going to talk about when to DIY things in your business and when to hire contractors, how to know when you're ready to do that, and how to start a business with zero. So let's jump right into it. Thinking back to days and days and days and years ago, just kidding. Thinking back all the way back to 2021 when I decided to start this business. A year ago in July, I was ready to get going and to really put all my hard work, put all my passion into myself and to believe in myself. And I was ready to give myself a chance. I had a really, really amazing opportunity where I was ending mat leave and I could decide to go all in for myself or go back to corporate. And I gave myself a shot. And I had $0 to invest in starting my business. I could have gotten a business loan, but I didn't want to do that. I really wanted to find something that I could start from the ground up. And that's the beautiful thing about today's day. 2022, we can do anything. We can start a business with $0. That literally was not possible 30, 40 years ago. You had to have money to invest in something to start a business. But now we have these at the palm of our hands. We have our cell phones at the palm of our hands. We have computers at the palm of our hands that give us access to the whole entire world. Every single one of us has something that we are passionate about, and that is our zone of genius. If you haven't heard of the book, The Big Leap by Gay Hendrickson, I highly suggest you read it. But we all have a place where we have a zone of genius. It's something that we do so amazing without even thinking about it. For me, that is showing up online, that is sales, that is connecting with humans, it is digital marketing, and it is my absolute freaking passion. I love it so, so much. So when I got an opportunity to jump into my business, was I scared? 100% yes. Was I terrified? 100% yes. Did I believe in myself? Yes. With like a question mark. I knew I could do it, but did I know the future? I couldn't foresee it, which was terrifying and is terrifying to anyone starting a business. So how did I go from 0 to 10K in my first month? I took the strategy of hustle and persistence and tenaciousness and not giving up with flow. And that is something that I really believe that I'm really good at, is I put the two together in belief that if I set goals, if I have plans, if I have the backing and the ability to fulfill on whatever it is that I'm promising, I can freaking crush it and trust the universe to provide me with those people who I then can help and sell to. So like you may know if you've listened or watched previous videos or episodes, I took a social media management course at the beginning of 2021, like in the first few months of 2021, with the thought of doing a social media, the thought of being a social media manager on my own. And so when I was ready to press go, I DIY'd my own website. I DIY'd my own Instagram page. I DIY'd my own brand colors. I DIY'd my own logo. Not saying that you have to do the same, but those are things where you can really save costs upfront. It cost me maybe, hands down, with my website, with my URL, maybe the Canva account, and a domained email address with Google Workspace, let's say max $200 max, and a lot of my time. I invested time to make my website look awesome. It's pretty much still the same website. We've done some rebranding with colors and stuff like that and photos, etc. But it's pretty much the same website with deciding which colors sparked joy for me and which colors were representative of what I wanted my brand to represent. I sat down and wrote my target audience and my mission statement and my vision statement and my goals and our core values as a company. That is something that you can and should do as a business owner. You can write down your mission, your vision, your core values, what you stand by, your brand colors, what they mean to you, what your logo represents, are all things that you can do with a budget of zero. The internet is a phenomenal place and it can really help you do that. My logo is created on Canva, but it is super customized. There are so many different layers to that logo because I made it myself, and every single piece of the logo means something, down to the 7 corners, down to the splash of the color of paint, down to the gold hexagon, 7-point hexagon, why there's 2 of them. Like, every single part of my logo means something to me because this whole company is based on genuinely wanting to give back more and wanting to be a difference in my small piece of the internet. So I was super passionate about what I wanted to create, why I wanted to create it, and who I wanted to help. And then I jumped in and I did it. I literally spent hours on Instagram reaching out to my target audience, literally sending them messages, liking their photos, commenting on their pages, starting conversations, genuine, real, human-to-human connection conversations, not connections trying to sell to a person, not connections just because I want to sell. I mean, ultimately, of course I wanted to sell, but I was on there day in and day out while breastfeeding my daughter. Was I breastfeeding then? No, I wasn't. While bottle feeding my daughter, I was sending messages and messages and messages. I was looking up competitor accounts. I was looking up different communities that would have my target audience. I was becoming a member in those communities that I could for free. Oh my gosh, this YouTube thing, excuse me, the battery died on my camera. I'm learning, okay? I am learning, but I feel like I'm getting better and better. Anyways, I did all of the things and I was driven by my why. My why was because I wanted to invest in myself and I wanted to be able to be my own boss and to have the lifestyle I want to have for my family. So by really knowing my why and knowing that I wanted to have a lifestyle where I was my own boss and that when I could give it 110%, I could, and when I was sick, I could do that as well. I was driven by my fire and by my light, and my company grew and grew and grew and grew, and so can yours. And to know when it's time to hire. So I hired a contractor who became my phenomenal VP of operations, but I hired a contractor when I no longer had the hours in a day to be able to do all the tasks. And it's a really simple thing you can do. You can go on Upwork, you can go on Fiverr, and you can find someone who can help you take away some of the tasks that are draining you and taking away most of your time in a day. So for example, editing videos, editing social media content, helping with your administrative tasks, helping with your marketing tasks, whatever it is. If you're looking for someone and you don't want to use Upwork or Fiverr, SNS Creative does have virtual assistant support. We have support specialists available for you, so you can reach out and chat with us, but you can find someone anywhere. I highly recommend, if you are just starting out your business, to DIY as much as you can and spend your money, spend your investment in a coach or in maybe a group coaching program that can help you take the steps to growing your business quicker and kind of take you through a lot of those hurdles of growing a business versus creating the small things for you. Spend your time on the things that you can and that you're good at, and then invest in the knowledge that you just don't have and you can't find on Google. Having a mentor or having a coach that's in the same industry as you, or having someone who has a lifestyle that you want, is honestly just, it's worth its weight in money, and it is where you should spend your money to grow your business, and you will see the value of that exponentially versus maybe paying someone to make a logo or paying someone to make a website. So that is it. That is how I went from 0 to 10K months. Obviously, there was a lot of putting contracts in place, and there was a lot of having sales calls and conversations in the DMs and all of those things, but that looks different for every single business. The basis of how I did it is I had a belief and I believed in myself, even though there was fear and doubt and imposter syndrome. I kept pushing. I was tenacious. I spent hours and hours and hours in the night doing my website, doing my logo, my branding, having a vision behind everything and executing on it. And every time I failed, I got right back up and kept going. And that is the recipe to growing your business no matter where you are at. I appreciate you so much. And remember, dream big, it's possible for you, and your next version of success is around the corner. Mwah!